Darlington Raceway. Welcome in tonight as we are virtually on iRacing and getting ready for round number 10 of this FEG Xfinity Series in the Sim500. From the Lady in Black, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there watching us tonight here on the Captain Esports Network as we get you ready for racing tonight from the Virtual Darlington Raceway. We appreciate everybody joining us this evening. I am the captain, and we get ready for what is going to be a very fun 100 and actually it's 20 laps of racing. You're going to see it edit right in front of you because that's just how I work. 120 laps of racing getting ready tonight around this Virtual Lady in Black that is known as the Darlington Raceway. Halfway going to be the lap 60 mark. We got some throwback paints out here. We've got some great drivers ready to go. And, of course, we have one driver that has, well, been pretty dominant throughout this series, and he's up there at the top of the charts right now. And that is Daniel Falkingham, and we'll see if he's able to pounce again when it's all over with. Tonight practice is just about to wrap up here momentarily, and we'll get into qualifying and into the race. Let's start with our point standings, and let's start with the laps actually first. This here is the race for the Fanatec wheel, the direct drive wheel that is being given away by FEG, the Ford Entertainment Group. And basically the driver who goes out and completes the most laps throughout the season has a chance to win that wheel. And as you see, the top four drivers, they have still yet to not complete a lap. That is the total amount of laps we have run so far, 1,077. And as you see, Josh Adams, Chad Coleman, Eric Arnold, and Chuck Sweeting have completed all 1,077. But there's the drivers all within 11 laps of the top when it comes to the battle for the Fanatec CSL direct drive wheel. When it comes to the point standings, this is what it looks like right now. Daniel Falkingham, of course, with 7 wins in 9 races, has an 81-point lead over Pedro Mojica. Mike Kelly up to third, +2 after last week at Dover. He sits 104 back. Josh Adams, Chad Coleman, Eric Arnold, Chuck Sweeting, all the way down to Kevin D. Brown, who is in the 10th position. Of course, the other two drivers that have wins in the series, Josh Parker, they're in 15th, and E.J. O'Rourke, who is not in the top 20 in points, but he, of course, won the opener at Daytona earlier this season. So qualifying is just underway as we get going here on this virtual Darlington Raceway. There you see the egg-shaped oval that was built back in 1949. Of course, it was originally built for the high bank part of the track to be the basically the cars that are off the pace would race up there, and the cars that were fastest were at the bottom of the track on the apron. But, of course, as we learned with the laws of physics and other things, if you're fast on the banking, you're going to go fast. So that's why the banking is the way it looks, and the track is as narrow as can be, is because of those kind of factors in there right now. So, again, we're getting lined up very momentarily, about 3 minutes or so away from the green flag here at the Virtual Darlington Raceway. And Southern California on iRacing, appreciate everybody joining us tonight. If you get a chance, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're watching this over on Twitch, you can follow us there. And, of course, on Facebook and even on the Sim500 Facebook page. We are cross-posted over there, so you can watch the broadcast from many different places throughout this evening. So, as qualifying goes on, let's go down here and get a check on how everybody is doing right now. Let's throw those up on the screen, as you'll see at the bottom who is where right now. Actually, it looks like it's giving me a little issues, but it's all good. As you see Kevin D. Brown go across the line right now, Kevin is 9th in the standings. Kevin completes his lap. He is P6. Trying to see why the ticker's not cooperating with me, so forgive me for that. Cannot get the icons to cooperate with me either. So stand by for just a quick second. There we go. All right, we're going to step away for a quick second. We'll come back, and we will get you ready for the race itself here as you're watching the Sim500 FEG Xfinity Series on the Captain Esports Network.
This is the world's premier online racing simulation. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat from your home computer with the most realistic online motorsports experience you'll find anywhere. Race virtually in the world's biggest events with officially licensed series, cars, and tracks. From the high banks of Daytona to the blistering speeds of Indianapolis, the dirt of Eldora to the world's most legendary road courses. It's all here, and with more than 180,000 people just like you already driving, you'll always have someone to race. Ready to get behind the wheel? Sign up at iRacing.com to get started.
All right, back we are as qualifying is wrapping up for this race, and I think you're going to see a surprise up on the front row. There's the sarcasm in me coming out, but hey, he goes out there and races hard each and every week. He deserves it, and congratulations, Daniel Falkingham on the pole, a 29.932 second lap. It's a pretty good one there. He'll start next to the 99 of Tommy Ryan. You see the throwback car for Daniel Falkingham there, the Tide Ride from back in the day. Row number 2, Jimmy Coleman. Good qualifying effort for him. He'll start third alongside Mike Kelly, who's coming off a top 3 finish last week in Dover. Row number 3, Pedro Mojica, who's looking for that first win. He's come ever so close. It is right there on the edge of his fingertips, but just can't seem to claim it. He'll start next to Chuck Sweeting. Josh Adams, Bob Gillenwater, good top 8 qualifying effort for him. Tyler Dalton, he'll start next to Glenn Campbell. Tyler Dalton running a Jeremy Mayfield throwback from the Dodge days. Pretty cool looking throwback you'll see here momentarily. Taking a look at row number 6, Eric Arnold. He's got a throwback paint tonight to Terry Labonte and Kevin D. Brown. Scott Simley, Ron Holyfield in row number 7. Row 8, Donnie Leah, Joey Jattina. Stoney Benfield making a start in the 75 car tonight alongside Scott Stenzel. Anthony Calantoni, Chad Coleman, row number 10. Row 11, Jeff Ryan and Richard Beasley. Bentley Glazier in the 18 car. He'll start next to Josh Parker in that number 81. That's row number 12. Row 13 is where you will see Charles Woods and John Mustian Jr. Kevin England, he'll start next to Doug Sigmund, and the 30, the 2 other drivers that'll make the 30, Brian Wortman, Jay Randall Watkins, rounding out the starting lineup for this race. Let's jump into Discord. I ain't even done that yet. I've been working on some testing products and things, so let's talk with let's talk to Jimmy. Our third place starter this evening. Let me get myself into the right room here. Jimmy, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, bud, you coming to the green here, but real quickly, goals and things for tonight, because Darlington is no lady to play with.
No, she's not, man. The main goal was if I can come away here with top 5 and very little dents on this thing, I think we'll be doing good.
Well, best of luck tonight. Let's see if you can knock off that 39 car. He's got a pretty clean ride up there, if you know what I mean. And
I see what you did there.
And best of luck to you.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, buddy. Jimmy Coleman in the 54 car, about to start right behind the virtual January 31st Tide Ride, as we'll call it. Again, 120 laps, lap 60, halfway tonight. Here at the Virtual Darlington Raceway on iRacing. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight on the Captain Esports Network. Pace car pulls off And the flag is in the flagman's hand. Old Barty Fife Jr. going to wave it right about now. And here we go, green from the Virtual Lady in Black. Oh, almost got a couple Darlington Stripes there off turn 2, but everybody clean and green off the corner. It's all about racing the track as they come off turn 1. With Falkingham leading. Everybody single file. You see a lot of the throwback paint schemes I was talking about a little bit ago. Josh Adams, look at that. Little Bobby Labonte throwback from back in the day. It says Ty Gibbs on the hood, but we'll go with a Bobby Labonte throwback. How's that? Back in the golden days of the Joe Gibbs racing team. Our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook and on the iRacing forums. Giving you the closest thing to real-life cameras you will see in all of racing. Like you're watching the show right on TV like you did earlier today. 3 laps in the books. Everybody single file through turn 1. On board with Tyler Dalton in this throwback to Jeremy Mayfield, the 19, the old Dodge dealer's Dodge car. Back here, a little fighting going on as Richard Beasley, the traditional Tide Ride driver, going past the 75 of Stoney Benfield, and Stoney going a little backwards right now to start this race as the 18 of Bentley Glazier going to try to go by also. The 3 of Jeff Ryan going by. There goes Callan Tony on by. So Stoney going backwards, unfortunately. Maybe saving some tires. Oh, getting a little loose there. Somebody was. Nice catch. Saw that out of the corner of my eye. This track is not about racing the drivers or racing against your opponents. Yes, that doesn't make sense because, yes, you race your opponents. But in order to win this race, you have to first finish it. And by finish it, you have to keep off the wall. That's by racing the track. Got to take what the track gives you. You see Tommy Ryan, Jimmy Coleman, Mike Kelly back here, Pedro Mojica, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Tires already starting to fall off a pretty good amount. Here's the 54 or the 56, Josh Adams. Ducks inside of Chuck Sweeting, makes the pass there. Very Darlington-like pass. Sometimes your best move to do is just move over and let the guy go. Back here, Donnie Leah making a pass to Glenn Campbell. Going to bring Joey Jatino with him. Down the back straightaway into turn 3, you see a battle up ahead there. That's the Kevin D. Brown, Eric Arnold battle, 93 and 31. On this virtual 1.366 mile egg-shaped oval. And the reason why it's egg-shaped, if you haven't heard the story already, is basically because there is a minnow pond off of turn 4 here at Darlington. And the original owner of that minnow pond said, guys, you can build a track here all you want to. Just don't interrupt it. Interrupt the pond. So they made it an egg-shaped track. And that's why now turn 3 and 4, which used to be originally turn 1 and 2, is the smaller end of an egg. As Pedro Mojica back here in the 58 car. Now Josh Adams there behind him. You see the 99 up there of Tommy Ryan still leading this train. Laps already falling off about a half second so far. Fastest lap last time by was a 30.74 from Fockingham there. A 30.06 is his fastest lap, so already 7/10 on his end. It's all about taking care of the tires and taking care of your equipment at this track if you want to win. Glenn Campbell continues to go backwards. Chad Coleman going to make the pass high. So, oh, you see the scrape marks on the 44. That is known as a Darlington Stripe. Basically, when a car gets up at the outside wall there and just kind of scrapes it. An old Darlington. Up there's one right there for Scott, or Mike Kelly just got one. I think I saw it out of the corner of my eye, or maybe Jimmy Coleman. I saw a black car hit the wall, I think. Up there's another one. Mike Kelly going to go by for position. Going to bring Mojica with him. You don't want to be side by side there. Sometimes you can get 3 wide out of that. Coleman's going to lose a lot of positions here. Let's check out Josh Parker underneath Chad Coleman. This is 16th. Still the unsponsored number 81. Not sure if he purposely does that or if just nobody has jumped on that 81 car. But a great opportunity for somebody to sponsor our good driver there, Josh Parker. There's a couple throwbacks there for you. Look at that. The 31, the Kellogg's Corn Flakes Eric Arnold mobile. That car actually won the 2003 Southern 500 at Darlington with Terry Labonte. Ended up being the final win of his career, I believe. And then right in front of him, there's that 19 of Tyler Dalton, the Jeremy Mayfield throwback. Actually, let me get that right. It's actually the Casey Kane colors with the Jeremy Mayfield number scheme, or the Jeremy Mayfield number is what that is. Let me get that right. Back in 06, they ran that. So 18 laps complete so far, all green. And all Daniel Fockingham leading right now by 1.8 seconds over Tommy Ryan. And Chuck Sweeting going backwards here. A couple passes. Bob Gillenwater and the 19 of Dalton. And look at Kevin D. Brown almost smacked the wall. If we look back at Arnold. A double apex corner here. You're out of the gas, back on the throttle, then you're almost back out of the gas here and apexing it back into turn 2. Down the back straightaway, fastest part of the track. Into a corner where you got to brake early and just let the car drift. Oh, Kevin, late commit there inside. That is not how you Darlington. That's going to hurt Kevin's momentum. I talked about the 3 wide earlier. Look back there. And when I say the term, that is not how you Darlington. That is a late move there by Kevin D. Brown. I'm not going to criticize them. They're racing. I'm just from my experience of driving, you make a move like that, you almost expect the other car to check up and let you get in line. And if you're side by side right here, you're opening up the door for the car behind you, like you saw Donnie Leah poke his nose out there, to jump out there and go 3 wide and make the pass because he has the run on both of you. But if it works, it works. J. Randall Watkins on pit road, unscheduled pit stop. And a 27 car. Mojica has moved himself up to 3rd past Mike Kelly. Yeah, these cars are kind of getting out of control now. 100% fuel, so these cars can easily go 50 or 60 laps, I think, if not 70 on a tank. The problem is I don't know if the tires want to go that long. Josh Adams going to make the pass inside of Mike Kelly. Check on battle back here for the 12th position. Joey Jatina in front of Josh Parker, trying to get around Scott Simley in that 12 car. Josh Parker up 10 spots already, so doing a good job just as the great coach Hank Stram once said of the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to matriculate down the field, and that's what Parker's doing. He's matriculating through the field. Watkins has finally left pit road and spent, 2 laps on pit road? 3 laps? We'll update him here momentarily. As Bob Gillenwater, Mike Kelly battle for the 5th position now. This is roughly 3.7 seconds behind Daniel Falkingham, who hasn't really gotten too far away. He's managed his tires, I think, throughout this run. Donnie Leah, who looks like it's been a battle with the wall already at Darlington, inside of Arnold. Uses that apron, slides up in front. Good pass. The 11th position for the 29. As Jatina looks low side, Eric Arnold going backwards here. Again, fighting it into the corner. Got to be very careful not to smack the wall. Arnold gets out of it. Let's see if the 12 can get a run back there on Arnold. He sure will with that lack. Oh, a little contact into 3. Arnold's in a fight with that wall right now. With the green flag racing right now, though, the problem is you're not going to have many chances potentially for a pit stop in this race. As there's Daniel in the 39 car as Calantoni comes to pit road. I think lap 28 already. You see him coming up on the back of some lap traffic. As Tyler Dalton has come up on the back of the 2 car. pass for position potentially there as the battle continues on. Donnie Leah getting by Kevin Brown for position. All right. We're going to step away for a quick second. We'll come back and get you more racing here from the Virtual Darlington Raceway on iRacing as you're watching the Captain Esports Network.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
All right, back we are at the Virtual Darlington Raceway, 32 laps in. And it has been the Daniel Falkingham show once again here, but we have seen tons of great racing out here, and the best battle on track is back here around the 12th position as Jimmy Coleman has fallen all the way back into 12th with Joey Jettina and Josh Parker on the back bumper. Parker going to dive it in low. Very tough, though, to make that pass on the bottom side. And look at this. Bob Gillenwater. That car is coming to life as he looks to get around Pedro Mojica for the third position here. Bob had a solid run going to Dover last week. Now looking to have another one here at Darlington. Got the 56 of Adams behind him, Tyler Dalton behind him. You can just hear how this car is needing tires badly now. And trouble for Kevin England as he comes to pit road. And he's going to park it off the track, it looks like. The 127 with issues. And the beat-ups car. Oh, no. Loses the back end there. And the Jersey driver jumps to the pits. Say that 3 times fast. As here's the leader coming up on some lap traffic of Jeff Ryan, and I think it's Brian Wortman up ahead there. That was Doug Sigmund, sorry. But you see Gillenwater's now gone past Mojica into the third spot. Now Josh Adams trying to make a run. You know, appreciate the viewers tonight as always. If you get a chance to, hit that subscribe button. You can hit follow there if you're on Twitch or on the Facebook page. Of course, the Ford Entertainment Group, they sponsor the Sim500 Xfinity Series. And they, of course, specialize in sim racing and sim flight gaming machines, as we almost had contact with Adams and Dalton there. With over 3,500 PCs built for sim racers and sim flight pilots, all FEG PCs come with a front-to-back warranty on every part as well as free labor. Everything is covered. PC. So Adams falling back now as Dalton trying to get a piece of Mojica. And Mike Kelly's going to come to pit road here, lap 40. And I think this is the start of the short pitting on new tires. I think Mike's wanting to try to get some track position here for the stage points here at the end at lap 60 when they're giving away at the halfway point. A long pit road as the two-car dives in there. Right side tires will go on. As Jimmy Coleman and Eric Arnold now join Mike on pit road. 4 tires and fuel. The 2 is underway. As the 54 and 31 come down pit road. Donnie Leeds, 29 on pit road. There you see John Muschin Jr. All right, so we're going to watch lap times really closely here and watch what some of these newer cars or tires with new cars with new tires. If I could speak, it'd be awesome. As Mojica, that is how you do a Darlington pass right there. If you know someone's faster, you just move over and let them go. Saves you the amount of time you lose and saves your car. Great job by Mojica there. And Dalton worked that out, and Dalton goes by for position. Let's see if Mojica might let Adams go by here in turn 3. All right, last time by Falkingham, a 32:01. Mike Kelly, 30:46, so a second and a half quicker. Scott Stenzel and Jeff Ryan on pit road now. As Scott Simley, Bentley Glazier look like they're going to battle for position here. And I do want to send a shout out. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Me and John Muschin had a talk last week with the group, as we always talk after the race. The 98 car there is running that purple and white colors with the, of course, the label on there. And I cannot remember. And I'm about to look it up now or ask John, and I apologize to John and his family. But basically, John's daughter is battling or was battling a type of cancer. And that's what this month is for, and that's what the color scheme is for. I should have wrote it down. I didn't, but I told him I'd give him a shout-out about it. But shout-out to John and his family for... I'm going to actually see if I can look it up real quick while we watch Mike Kelly right there ahead of him. These guys got 4 new balonies on their car, and they're flying through the field. Muschin about head for the infield. But either way there, just want to send a shout out to, I'm looking online and it's not really giving me the clear answer I think I'm looking for. So either way though, shout out to John and his family for what they've gone through and stuff, and hope the best for them. As Chad Coleman here, 11th position behind Josh Parker, as Charles Woods brings the Postal Service to pit road. 6.4. Wait a minute here. Oh, this is confusing. Tide ride on tide ride violence. Richard Beasley going to go a lap down to Falkingham. Needless to say, that was a clean pass. As I digress. I can't talk today. This is what happens when you sleep way too much in one day. 50 laps complete. You see the battle starting to shape up for the second position. As Bob Gillenwater and Tommy Ryan, 6.3 seconds back now. Bob started all the way back in the 8th position. And runs in 3rd. Woods leaves pit road. 15.3 second stop there. This is how you know your tires are worn out. Listen, fighting that throttle, barely rolling into it. Hardly any grip out there at all. You don't even have grip on the straightaways. Back it off into turn 1. You can almost go wide open here, but not now. You're just rolling the throttle, just kind of goosing it through there a little bit. Burping it right there through the corner again, off turn 2. As Glenn Campbell brings the 44 to pit road. And right here might be the biggest tire difference you're going to see in this race. Look at Holyfield and look at Mike Kelly here. These guys have fresh tires on them. Ron actually taking it very easy getting around them. Don't want to interrupt their race. Kelly's trying to get everything he can out of that car. This is why he's going to go 3 wide to turn 1. Imagine this tight of a racetrack when you have people like that trying to pass you. And now the battle for second here. As the 4 is inside of Tommy Ryan. Decides to wait here because obviously with the lap traffic and things in the way, want to be very patient making a pass like this. As we're already 6 laps from halfway. Oh, into the wall hard, Richard Beasley. Everybody has to scramble to get around. That's a little harder in the Darlington Stripe, I'll say. 10th, 11th, and 12th. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention Dover's pit road being tough. You hadn't seen nothing yet. Look at that slide from Glazier. Oh, hit the cone. Dover's pit road might be the toughest, but Darlington is right with it. As the 81 and 18 pit right next to each other. 4 tires and fuel, 3 laps from halfway. Daniel turning it sideways, but a 9.04 second lead over this battle that has continued for the second position now, as Bob has finally got clear of some lap traffic and wants to get the second position from Tommy Ryan. Gillenwater going to try to get it as we're at the final lap here of the stage. And you see Tommy also letting Jeff go by there as Gillenwater moves to second. Well, he's led every lap of the race so far, and he's going to come by and get another 10 bonus points for winning a stage as a halfway stage bonus to Daniel Falkingham as he continues to just dominate this series. As Gillenwater, Ryan, Dalton, Adams, Mojica, Brown, Jatina, Coleman, and Sweeting going to be the top 10 as they cross the line. So now, as we push our way to the finish, when do you come to pit road? I mean, we've already had Mike Kelly on pit road some 20 laps ago. And here he comes up on the leader to unlap himself. And Josh Adams, Pedro Mojica going to be the first to lead lap cars up towards the front to come to pit road. Joey Jatina, Chad Coleman on pit road with him. As we'll see 4 tires and fuel on all of these cars. And Tyler Dalton brings his car to pit road now. The 19 is in as everybody leaves. See the stop times right there underneath the scroll at the top of the screen. 14.6 for Adams, 15 for Mojica, 15.3 Jatina, 14.7 for Coleman. And here is Tyler Dalton in his pit stall. The white lines threw me off. I thought he overshot it. Back in the day when Evernham's teams would pit, the pit crew was called the Dodge Squad. And he was one of the only owners in all of racing that actually did not have a crew chief. Instead, he had a team manager. Was the guy who called the action on the pit box. As the leader now on pit road. Will be 4 tires and fuel for the 39, and this is going to be the best example I can show you of what tires look like at Darlington. So, Falkingham pits at lap 64, 24 laps after Mike Kelly went to pit road. All right, Mike Kelly pitted at lap 40. Here is Mike Kelly all the way off turn 4 now and leads this race because of his stop on tires 24 laps ago. He now looks at about 13 seconds of an advantage over Daniel Falkingham. Now, the counter to that is Daniel's going to be a lot faster than Mike now. But you could see Mike back on pit road in the next 15 laps. So we're at that part of the race where we've got different strategies everywhere. We've got people who have pitted as early as lap 40 and people who pitted as late as lap 65. But that's your leader right there, and we'll roll through the field. Mike Kelly leads right now, 6.9 seconds over second place Donnie Leah in the 29. He pitted at lap 41. Scott Stenzel pitted at lap 42. He runs third, and he is some 9.9 seconds back. And then the first car, or the car I guess that was originally leading this race, Daniel Falkingham, there he is there. Fourth position, now 11 seconds back from Mike Kelly. 7/10 of a second behind him, Jimmy Coleman, who pitted at lap 40 himself. He is roughly 11 seconds off the lead. And then Eric Arnold pitted at lap 40 himself. He is sixth. And that pretty much is the guys who pitted really early. And the rest of it is those who pitted later in the race. Josh Parker pitted at lap 56. He runs in the 7th position. Tyler Dalton, who pitted on lap 62, runs 8th. Josh Adams right there behind him at lap 61, runs 9th. And then Bob Gillenwater, who was 2nd when he entered pit road at lap 63, now running 10th. But as I said, you're going to see these positions mix up because of pit stops and the tire wear and stuff like that throughout these next probably 15 laps. I think the best thing that Mike Kelly and Donnie Leah, those guys want right now, is for this race to go about another 10 laps green and then bring a caution out, because then you're almost forcing the hand of Daniel to come to pit road to get tires with them and steal the track position away. John Mushton in the wall right in front of Daniel. That was scary. Let's go back here. This is now a battle for the 12th position as Tommy Ryan and Pedro Mojica. And here's a battle for second now. As I mentioned, the lap difference there, that's 24 lap tires right there. And right up there is Mike Kelly, 2.6 seconds back. He will likely catch him by the next lap. Just sitting there watching now. That car just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And right on by he goes. So it took Daniel all of 8 laps to get to Mike Kelly and to take the lead back in this FEG Xfinity Series with the Sim 500 as we continue under green. We're going to step away for a quick second. We'll come back and get you to the checkered flag in this Sim 500 Xfinity Series race on the Captain Esports Network.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
All right, 45 laps to go as we're back on the Captain Esports Network, here on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook. Also, we're on the Sim500 Facebook page. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight with 45 laps to go And what is so far not seeing any yellows at this race, which would not be the first time. Oh, by the way, as we see positions being swapped everywhere, Pedro Mujica passing Eric Arnold. You're seeing the guys who kind of pitted later now make their moves back up through the field. As Eric Arnold actually going to come to pit road right here. So I was going to ask who was going to be the first one to come to pit road. I want to give a shout out to our cameras tonight, trackcams22.com, for allowing us the pictures you see tonight, the closest thing to a real life TV broadcast you'll see on like Fox or CBS or NBC or anything like that. Cameras put together by a gentleman named Istvan, who does a fantastic job of getting these cameras to look pretty identical to what you see in real life. As Mike Kelly and Donnie Leah come to pit road, these were the first two on pit road at that first part of the race. So now they're coming in to get what will likely be the final set of tires they'll use all night, and see if they can make up the track position in the next 40 laps. And look at this mess back here. This is all for second. There's 4 cars under a blanket as Josh Parker, Tyler Dalton, Scott Stenzel, Josh Adams. Let's add Bob Gillenwater in there. All battle for second. Oh, that's tight. Cooler heads prevail here. Adams in that Bobby Labonte, Dale Jarrett throwback from the 90s. As we're starting to see a lot of cars on pit road. Jimmy Coleman, Scott Stenzel, Ron Holyfield, Jeff Ryan to pit road. Obviously, the ones you will not see come to pit road anytime soon will be the ones who just pitted, literally. Gillenwater showed he's one of the better late-run cars in this race, so let's see if this 4 does that again as he slowly just worked his way up through the field and then at the end was able to pass 2 or 3 cars to get the P2 before coming to pit road on his stop. So 28 cars still on the track. We have a grand total of, make sure I see the number here right, 12 on the lead lap, I believe. As Tommy Ryan slides in here inside of Josh Adams. So now 2nd through 6th, all right here. And Pedro Mujica is not far behind if this keeps going. So is Kevin D. Brown. Oh, contact! Tommy Ryan into the wall. That's going to bring the caution out. Tommy Ryan and Josh Adams get together on the front straightaway. And caution number 1, lap 85. Not what Mike Kelly and others wanted to see. Let's see what happens. Maybe a little misjudgment here, potentially. Oh, no, Tommy has slid up, unfortunately. That Charles Woods, I think they're in the 40. It looked like maybe going to pit road and got back up to speed and going. All right, leaders coming to pit road. Let's look one more time here. Actually, one person's coming to pit road from the lead. There they all come now. Unfortunate deal there. All right, here we go. Leaders to pit road, 33 laps to go in this race. Does cautions breed cautions now? And with these, Daniel wins the race off pit road. Meanwhile, everybody else is still in here getting their stuff done. And we'll let them catch the field here. And let's talk with a driver. One that has shown he's one of the faster cars on a long run, right there in the 4. Let's bring him up here. Bob, you got a copy, buddy?
Hey, come on in here, man.
Hey, Bob. Oh, I'll be glad to, and I'm bringing a drink with me. But let's talk a little bit. You've been good on that long run. It took you a little bit to get up there right before your pit stop. You got up to second after starting back in 8th. Obviously, 31 laps, not going to be the longest run in the world. Do you have something for Daniel?
Yeah, I don't, who's got anything for Daniel? You know how that is. But, yeah, it's kind of, I think it's a good amount of a run. I can push the car a little bit harder. I was saving, but kind of staying with those guys that were in front of me at the start. Just kind of let them come to me. But, it's going to be a different face to the race now. I mean, these guys are going to go hard. So, if we come in here at the top 5, I'll be happy.
I was going to talk about, I've seen some racing out there where, as I like to use the term Darlington, kind of in the way of like, all right, that's not how you do Darlington. That's not how you, or this is how you do it. I've seen people out there kind of drive it in their turn one side by side. It's like, nope, that's not how you do it. Then I've seen passes where like Mohica moved down, lets you go earlier, and it's like, that's how you do it. Do you see more of that taking being done here in this latter part?
No. And a lot of the more experienced guys, I mean, they know it just holds us both up. But I guess really the hardest part was, the different tire strategies and coming up on slower cars and then faster cars coming up. You just can't really move over that cause some of that side-by-side stuff. So, everybody's on fresh now, so we shouldn't really have to deal with that. It's just going to be all out here to the end, man.
There you go. Yeah, you don't have the 25-lap difference in tires here. So, hey, best of luck to you, man, and good job so far running up in the 4th position going green.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate Beast TV for being with us tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate those guys, and appreciate Bob Gillenwater giving some time to come up here and talk to us as we look at the field coming off turn 2. Everybody back on tires of the same number. Daniel Falkingham will be the leader. Josh Parker second. Josh started 24th and is up to second. Tyler Dalton, he's third. Bob Gillenwater, who we just spoke to, 4th. Josh Adams, Pedro Mojica, Kevin D. Brown, Chad Coleman, Chuck Sweetie, Bentley Glazier. Your top 10. And moms who happen to be maybe watching the stream tonight, first off, happy Mother's Day, and we appreciate you coming to join us. But this one's for all the moms. We're going to turn it up as we go green. Hey, don't look now. We got a battle for the lead. They just ran identical laps. And Josh Parker is not letting Daniel get away. As a matter of fact, Josh just ran a 29.94, the fastest lap of this race. Oh, that's close. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, including my wife. Appreciate her letting me come over here into our room and announce on a video game or simulator. But hey, I have fun doing it. Bob Gillenwater up to the third position. He got by Tyler Dalton. So did Kevin D. Brown, the fourth. And now Kevin underneath of Bob. Are these minions or racers? And 25 laps to go. The top two have stretched it out over Gillenwater, but you got to wonder with Parker putting the pressure on Daniel here, is this hurting the tires more of these two and might allow these others to get back to them? See that sun might be starting to play a role a little bit. It does set right there off turn 3 and 4. And as it gets lower, it will get in the eyes. Three-tenths of a second now as Daniel starts to stretch out, and here's Kevin D. Brown again looking at Gillenwater. They are right on top of another off turn 2. Little side draft into the corner, a little slide job into the turn 3 and 4, and the pass made. Kevin D. Brown has slowly worked his way to third. Chuck Sweeting looking to put pressure on a 56. You see that nose damage after the contact with Tommy Ryan. By the way, Tommy is 22nd right now. Looks like 2 laps down after everything that took place. One of these situations where you see a pass made by Gillenwater or by Brown over Gillenwater. Now Kevin can't get away. It's like you work so hard to make the pass because you feel you're faster, and then you can't. The next week, race number 11 of this FEG Xfinity Series, Nashville Super Speedway. That'll be next Sunday night before we go to Texas and then take the week off for Memorial Day weekend. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody at Nashville, Music City, USA next week. And as per usual, real quickly, we'll run through our series that you see as part of Sim500. Of course, the North Carolina 811 Cup Series. They ran at Dover last week. Kevin D. Brown right there on our screen going to victory lane in the next-gen car. Congratulations to him. They'll be at Darlington tomorrow night running the Sim500 Throwback Night. So looking forward to seeing some throwback schemes. Might have to tune into LSR TV tomorrow night and check that out. Then you got the Race City Sports Memorabilia Super Late Model Series that runs on Tuesday nights. They ran Irwindale's Outer last week. Brian Hacker, second straight win for him. And they will go to the Stafford Motor Speedway, the old Jackaroo Speedway, there in Connecticut. That'll be Tuesday night. And then the Trans-Service Truck Series. They were at Darlington actually last week. Falkingham winning that race, and they have the week off this week before clicking their heels and heading to Kansas next Wednesday night. Dirt Series going to be kicking off their season coming up in a little over a week, May 19th, at the Bristol Dirt Track. Looking forward to being checking that out on Whiskey Oval TV. And then the Friday Night Thunder race, 11 p.m. Friday nights. We'll be at Charlotte Motor Speedway coming up Friday night. And then, let's see. Yep, that's it. And that leads us right back to where we are next week at Nashville for us. And then Otis joins me up. Nora Trucks tomorrow night. Yes, that's iRace on there on Monday nights. I'm looking forward to bringing out the throwback paint for me tomorrow night at Darlington. As well, here we go, seeing double again. Two tied cars. As Falkingham's pulled away now 2.1 seconds. So Parker obviously has burnt the right front off that thing. And Gillenwater's not allowed Kevin Brown to get away. As we have 13 laps to go here. Let's go back here to 7th where Chad Coleman, Bentley Glazer, Darlington Stripe for you, young fella. And Tyler Dalton's going to go by because of it. I don't usually make it about me, but I got to show off the paint scheme tomorrow night. I got to. For those here at Sim500, I run in a truck league late for Monday nights. It's a full distance type of thing, and it's really cool. And I got my own throwback paint, and it's very interesting. Let's just leave it at that. I'm just going to bring it on screen real quick. Look at that thing. I mean, come on. Who do you know has a little Tykes paint scheme? That's a throwback right there if you ask me. Every one of us drove this car when we were younger. Second starting to fall back into the hands of Brown and Gillenwater as Parker loses touch with Daniel, who's about to go 8 for 10 in this series in 11 more laps potentially. Kevin D. Brown, Bob Gillenwater, Pedro Mojica, 3rd, 4th, 5th right here. Chad Coleman, who once again sneaks up in here like he's, David Pearson or something, which nobody could beat David Pearson at Darlington. Let's just be real. Tyler Dalton, 7th position for him. Chuck Sweeting, they're in 8th again. So I'm seeing once again those top 4 drivers running for that Fanatec CSL direct drive wheel for completing the most laps in the season. It might not change again. Back to this mess here for position. As Gillenwater trying to get away from Mojica, but trying to get back around Kevin D. Brown for third. Let me peek at that 2 truck real quick. Okay, Brady, yeah. I'm sure you know the story behind that car right there. He's running the Jeff Bodine Martinsville All-Star Racing number 5 car, except he's number 2. The story behind that team was they were about to fold up, and they went to Martinsville, and Rick Hendrick, and here's the battle for third. It's on! Very close between each other. And Rick Hendrick said to Jeff Bodine, if we don't win this race, we ain't going anywhere else. We have to park it. We're done. Jeff Bodine went out there and scored the first of what is now, 200 and close to 80 races now that Hendrick Motorsports has won. Six laps to go. 4.5 second lead for Daniel over Parker. And this is still the best fight on the track. 5 cars, all within about a second of each other. Even tighter back here. Actually, 6 cars now. They're Sweeting. Only 1 caution in this race, and it was for contact between Tommy Ryan and Josh Adams. Adams now in 11th after the nose damage he has. Tommy Ryan back in 22nd now. Gillenwater doing all he can to get around at 93. Lap car down there at the bottom will... Whoa, hold on, Bobby. Got a little loose there on entry. Actually might play a little role here. Oh, he gets out of the way. I saw him slide up there. Bob is all kinds of loose. He's driving that thing hard. Drive it there, clip the apron a little bit, let it coast up the track. That's exactly how you do it. He stays a groove lower, get some clean air on the nose. Got to hit this angle right. Down the back straightaway here, you got to let up about here. And then you let the car drive itself up the track. Almost walk it, if you will. And I pray you don't get loose right here. Like that. Brian Wortman. They're letting the guys go by. Classy driver. Brian he's been a sim racer, I believe, 30 years now. I think he started racing at the age of 3. I always remember. Oh, Bob, there's your stripe. Bob got the wall. And back here, look at this mess. Coleman and Dalton. And Sweeting. As the final lap is out for Daniel Falkingham, who might be on his way of doing his best Richard Petty 1971, I think it is, impersonation. Back when they ran like 60-something races a season, Petty won like 20-something of them. I think 27 was that number. It's going to be his 8th win. A monster couldn't stop him, and a lady couldn't stop him. Falkingham wins again. Brown and Gillenwater, 2nd and 3rd. There's Coleman behind Dalton, and Sweeting almost making the move for 7th. Simley getting held off by Glazer for 8th and 9th. Eight wins in 10 starts. And the only race that he has not the only time he didn't lead tonight was when Mike Kelly took the lead on pit stops. That's one way to create some donuts. Ah! That would have been one funny thing to do, actually. I just thought what if Beasley would have come out here and did the donuts instead of Daniel? That would have been kind of funny. Those are good ones. He's trying to blow the motor up and is failing at it miserably. Let's look at the final results. As Parker finishes 6.7 seconds back. Kevin Brown finishing third. Bob Gillenwater, Pedro Mojica, your top five. Tyler Dalton finishing in sixth. Chad Coleman, seventh. Chuck Sweeting is eighth. Bentley Glazier finishing ninth. Scott Simley finishing in the top 10. 11th goes to Josh Adams. Joey Jatina, 12th. 13th, Donnie Leah. To 14th, Mike Kelly. So, unfortunately, that strategy he tried with the two-stopper might have hurt him more than helped him. I have to go back and look and see where he pitted from. I think he actually might be right back to where he was. Scott Stenzel, 15th. Eric Arnold, 16th. Brian Wortman, 17th. Good run for him. Stoney Benfield finishing in the 18th position. Richard Beasley, 19th. 20th, Charles Woods. 21st, Tommy Ryan. 22nd, Jimmy Coleman. Glenn Campbell, 23rd. Ron Holyfield, 24th. Jeff Ryan, Doug Sigmund, J. Randall Watkins, and John Mustin Jr. Your 28th and final position in the race as Daniel's just going to go park in his stall. He says, fine, you all blow up. I'll just take you back to the pits. All right, let's talk to the third place finisher as we'll continue to let the ticker run across the screen there. Our second place finisher, Kevin D. Brown, once again going to come up and talk to the captain. Oh, he's up here in the waiting room. They actually used the waiting room this week. I'm down there looking in a team name channel for Kevin, and Kevin's up here waiting on me. What do you know, Kev? What a guy. What a race. Quietly, you David Pearsoned yourself up to third. Great job.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race all around. The long run was pretty crazy. How it got loose and then tightened up, and then it's towards the end there where we started pitting, it got real loose again. So I was really surprised how that ended up. But yeah, solid run. Yeah, solid run. Actually, talk about the battle with Bob, because I know you fought for getting around him, and then you were like, man, I can pull away now, and not so fast. Here comes Bob back at you, and you guys fought for, it seemed like, the whole run there. Oh yeah, I finally got around Bob, and I was like, all right, I got to get away from Bob, because he's notorious for Darlington long runs. He is so good at this track. I don't know what it is about him in long runs here, but he is on point. And let me tell you, when he was on my butt the whole time, I was fighting. I was fighting the car.
Well, we were on board with him at times watching you, and you weren't the only one fighting. Let's put it like that. That man had hands and feet on the wheel, so somehow. But great job tonight, man. Great. Another top 3 run for you. I know you've been looking to get this season really going, and you're starting to do that as you go to Nashville next week. And shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, just the usual. Chris Kaboo painting the beautiful paint scheme as always. You know, Sim500 FEG for sponsoring the thing, and yeah, putting on a beautiful broadcast. I appreciate it. Can't wait to watch it again. And yeah, hopefully next week maybe we should put a bounty on Daniel, and maybe somebody will end up wrecking him. You know?
Wow. Hey,
you know, there's too many wins in a row. We got to stop him.
I plead the fifth. I'm going to sit up here in the booth and call the race. I mean, but just let me know if it's somebody with a guitar in the end, since we're in Nashville. So, great job tonight.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
You too, bud. That's Kevin D. Brown, third place finisher for him. Josh Parker finishes second tonight, all the way from the 24th position up to P2. Josh, for about 5 laps, it looked like he had a shot at him, and then all of a sudden he threw it into the 5th gear, I think, and took off.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I mean, it's the leader has control and how the pace of the rest of the field runs. If he sees us running hard in the mirror, he'll just run hard, and if he sees us saving, he'll save. So I tried going for the lead to try to get clean air and burn my tires off. I mean, it's either way. If I tried to save tires or do what I did, I was going to end up finishing second, I think.
How tough was it going through the field? Because you did it most of those during the green flag run.
It wasn't bad, actually. It was everyone did a good job, especially with the different strategies that people were running. It was fairly clean, so it wasn't that bad. I had fun. I until the playoffs, I think I like to start in the back and just trying to be a little bit more patient to kind of set myself. I find myself being a little bit too impatient, so I'm just starting in the back every week and just seeing where I'll end up.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that, man. Well, great job tonight, finishing second. Shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, you for doing the broadcast. You do awesome, man. Your voice sounds great.
Thanks.
Everyone at Sim500. Team name, Dan on the win, Chad Coleman. Yeah.
There you go, man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations on P2.
Appreciate it.
All right, bud. Josh Parker finishing in the second position, and we're going to bring the winner up here and talk to him and see what he has to say here as Daniel joins us tonight from the pole, leading the most laps. The only thing I think you failed at tonight was trying to burn your motor up to blow it up.
Sorry, I got too busy talking. What were you saying?
I was just saying the only thing you failed at tonight was blowing the motor up.
Yeah, 10-4. We got her smoking on the burnout, so we at least got that. But yeah, at least had old Kevin rough me up there. Got to rough up the car like 2003. So, yeah, definitely a fun race tonight. I love this. This car and track combo is probably my favorite, or probably my best track with the B car. But I mean, I feel like I'm pretty decent everywhere with this car. But I don't know, just this car in Darlington, I don't know why. I always seem to run really good at. But it was definitely fun. It was definitely fun on a long run, running on 60-lap old tires, getting loose off the corner, having to manage your right rear tire and not spin it out too much and not burning up to have decent pace. And I felt like I had some really good long run pace, just saving it at the start of the run and then just manage it throughout the rest of the run. And we were able to stretch a really huge lead. So that's why I felt really good. I felt really good about my pace. And then thankfully, the only issue we had was just holding off Josh on the restart. And then we did the same thing we did on the first run. And just having that clean air was important. And we brought her home to another win.
And it was a great job for you tonight. Congratulations on, of course, getting win number 8 in 10 races. Of course, holding off Josh there on that restart. That had to be a little nerve-wracking on your end.
Yeah, he was definitely keeping me on my tail and stuff. And I knew it was gonna be really hard for him to pass me, because pretty much if I just keep my car right along the wall, he wasn't gonna be able to get around me. And as long as I could just drive as hard as he was, I should be fine, because the clean air was so important, so vital, because Josh just started falling like a rock after like 5, 10, 15 laps. So just managing my pace, just managing my tires while I'm up front to get ready for that long run, which was key at the end, because we ran like 50 laps on that last run. It was key because we managed to pull out that gap, and we were definitely able to run away there at the end. And I was praying for no caution, because I didn't know what the pit strategy was going to be like if we all had to pit there. So I was thankful for no yellow there.
The $1,000,000 question I had to ask, and I actually thought about this as you were doing the burnouts. Were there any thoughts of doing a switcheroo and having Beasley cut the donuts for you?
Well, not really, because I can't even remember the last time he even did donuts. So, yeah, sorry, I'm throwing a little shade there at Beasley, but, yeah, it was nice for him to park it on the front straightaway, because I'm showing him what a Thai car should look like compared to what he's running.
Wow.
So I love having banter with Beasley, man.
Very clean banter, if you will.
Yeah, I got that over the last few years. He's a cool guy, but we love to tease him a lot. So, we are 2 for 2 with the Ricky Craven throwback back to 2003. Feels special shout out to Cosman and Splash and Go Graphics for painting that up for me. It feels really good to run this fellow main driver just like me, and definitely feels good to go 2 for 2, and hopefully we can make it 3 for 3 tomorrow night in the Cup car.
Pop quiz: who finished third in that race?
Who finished third? Dave Blaney.
Well done. Well done. I was trying to see if you remembered. Great job. Yes, congratulations, and yeah, go win some more, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, because I was 1 year old when that happened. But,
I remember I was working at a barbecue restaurant. I remember hearing the race on the radio, and I'm like, I gotta go see this live.
There you go. But yeah, just before I get out of here, I just want to thank January 31st for Trade
Yeah.
Left 207 for all the support. I got to thank FEG, Jeff Ford, all he does for the series. Thank all the admins who run the show at Sim500, all the drivers who race each and every week. Team name for all the support: Chad, Josh, Beasley, Pedro, Kevin, and everyone else. I got to thank North Force Racing, everyone over there, Preston Gilson, the whole crew over there, all my teammates, Tyler Gary, Daniel Buttafuoco, Parker White, Dylan Basin, David Shieldhouse. Got a big race coming up Thursday night, second to last race, the Road to Pro for round 1 at Kansas. So I definitely put in a lot of hard work over the last week and a half, and we got a few more days to prepare. So looking forward to that. So again, thank all the guys who put in the work over there behind the scenes. Thanks to you for another broadcast. I got to thank Coleman again for painting this up for me, painting up the car. Thanks to all the fans who watch us each and every week. Thanks to friends and family for watching as well. Also special shout out to SRD Setups, Sim Racing Development as well.
I couldn't remember if I asked you to do shout-outs or not. So there you go. Good job. And
right.
congratulations on your win, bud.
All right, thank you, Chris.
You too, buddy. Daniel Falkingham, the winner tonight in Darlington, his 8th win in 10 races. And, yep, Dave Blaney finished 3rd in that race. I was wondering if people would remember that. Yeah, go watch that race if you never have. It's one of the best races probably in NASCAR history. All right, we're out. We're going to Nashville. We're going to go enjoy ourselves and get some racing on there coming up on Sunday of next week. And go from there. So appreciate everybody for watching us tonight. Make sure you check out the Sim500 website. Want to be a part of this league? Of course, they have racing every single night. As you heard me a few minutes ago talking about their series that they have and stuff. All their series are broadcasted by great broadcasters and stuff. So make sure you go and check those guys out. Give them follows and stuff too. And we will go from there. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday night as we head out and get ready to go to Nashville in just a couple weeks. And no matter what kind of music I play and stuff, just remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!